Hello folks and welcome back to Sewify Sew, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jess and this is my channel all about sewing, dressmaking and all things stitch related. I am putting in the little intro because I have no idea if this will become a vlog or not, because it really very much depends on whether my idea works. So obviously one of this summer's huge trends is Barbie-core, and I happen to have quite a lot of Barbie pink fabric because I love it as a colour, it's gorgeous and I really suit it. So I was already planning some summer makes in those colours anyway, and now I'm like, actually, why don't we just jump on Barbie-core? Why not? Especially as it's something I was going to do, but not necessarily in that way. Now, I have 3 incredible pink fabrics. 2 of them are already spoken for, and 1 of them I've just had a really mad idea with, and I want to do. So the idea is a co-ord set of a strapless top that's like high-waisted, so it's sort of a tube top, and then a high-waisted skirt with a leg slit. And the idea is they're a co-ord, so I can wear them together as one amazing outfit or separately. So I can wear, something else with the skirt to dress it down a bit, or I can wear the top with jeans, or, sort of, I wanted to make something that there was a bit of, like, I could do something different with, and it's very sort of out my comfort zone, but in a really fun way. So we're gonna give it a go. The plan is, for the top, we're going to use the Friday Pattern Company Saltwater slip, the D-cup version in like a size 8. We're going to make it strapless, so we're just going to ignore the straps completely. I'm going to take them off. We're going to do a sheared panel at the back, like I did for my saltwater rear hack, so I know it works. We'll do a sheared panel at the back, and then I'm going to chuck some swimwear elastic in the top just to make sure it stays up, and some in the bottom as well. So it should be a really nice tight fit. That dress, saltwater dress I made with the sheared panel, has a really snug fit around the bust, so I'm hoping it'll be the same, fingers crossed. And then the plan for the skirt is entirely self-drafted, which might be a very silly idea, but we will see. So the idea is, at the back panel will just be standard skirt. So the reason I want to self-draft it and not just do a rectangle as wide as my hips, put some elastic in, is I want it to look tailored. I don't want it to be in any way wrinkled at the top. So I'm going to make the back, so we'll draft it to my hips and waist and add a bit obviously for seam allowance. And then the front, we're going to cut it, so we're going to create a slit in the front, but I want it down the front of my leg here, not at the side. So, by the way, I am wearing shorts, they're just very small. But that's the plan. So then we'll take the front piece, we'll cut it, we'll create an artificial sort of what looks, the zip will be at the side over here, but we'll create what looks like sort of a front fastening. I'm thinking maybe some covered buttons up it or something up it to make it look sort of like it should be something. And that is the outfit. Now it feels like it should be very simple. I think I'm going to do top first. The fabric, there's notes there. The fabric I'm using is, let me show you. Sorry, we're just in the living room. So the fabric we're using is this amazing bright Barbie pink Viscose slub. It's really, really cute. The other thing is I don't actually know if I have enough of this fabric to do what I want to do. So I'm going to do the top first, and some places still sell the skirt stuff. Sorry, my washing. This is like peak first days of Sewify Sew filming, because I really don't know if this will become anything. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go and let you know how I get on. Right, okay, so measurements I need to take. Normally, because I actually have to make a different front and back piece, I need to take my measurements slightly differently to how I would usually do it. So I've got my tape measure. For my waist, I have got, there we go. I'm doing this in shorts and a sweatshirt just to make it easier, because I don't want clothes confusing what the measurement should be. So there we go, that's my natural waist. So we're 27 today. So for my waist, I am going to split that in half. So that's what, 13.5 for both sides. I am writing these down as we speak. Again, not my most polished filming, but hey, what can you do? However, when we're talking about the front and back difference, what we do need to obviously account for is the fact there is more fullness behind than there is in front. So they won't be exactly the same. So I am going to use the helpful seams on the side of my shorts. And I'm going to measure around the fullness of my bum. There we go. we're going from seam to seam, dropping it down a little bit because it's so awkward measuring a curve, especially when you're moving. Okay, right, so that is 22, because I have a 36-inch hip, so it's mostly behind me. 32, so 22 for my main hip, and then we're going to do the top of the hip bone here. For me, that sticks out quite a lot, so I need to make sure I account for that. Now this should be the same front and back, but again, I'm probably going to do a different measurement. So we're going to get there. So it's where my waistband is currently sitting, because they're low, these shorts. There we go, and to there. And that is 16.5. So then when we look at the front pieces, we're going to go, theoretically, my hip should then be at the front, from front to front, should be 14 to make it up to 36. It is, there we go, so it's 15. So I'm going to take an inch off the back because I've just measured the whole way around, and it is still 36 the whole way around. So it's just, again, making sure it's sort of, there's just a bit more at the back than there is at the front. And then I'm just going to measure my hip again just for the sake of it. So my top sort of upper hip, as it were, is 31. So my numbers should add up to, today we're a 27-inch waist, we're a 31 upper hip, we're a 36 lower. So my measurements for my main hip pieces on both sides, they should be, like, together the numbers should add up. So waist is fine, top hip is fine. We're gonna add, nice, and then, yeah, fine. So those are my measurements. For the top, I'm not gonna bother because I'm using a bodice, and realistically, I'm probably just gonna shear the whole back of it because it makes it easier. And then we can go from there, because I'd rather have more of it sheared than less, because I'd rather just make sure it definitely is going to stay up and feel comfortable. So we have our measurements. Let us now draft a pattern piece. And the idea is I'm going to do a block basically from here to here, because past this point, it's just adding length, which is fine. So fingers crossed, let's have a go. Okay folks, today's the day. So we have my skirt pattern over here. So the way it's going to work is, this is the back. We're just going to do it on, I think, is the back? No, that's the back, sorry. This is the back. We're going to cut this on the fold and then just add, what is that? I've written it in pencil, which doesn't help, 26 inches to the bottom, and that will just be the back of my skirt. Done. We'll have to think about it. Might have to take a bit out the hip curve, but that is my measurements, but that's fine. We can make those adjustments afterwards. That's no problem. Over here, we have the front of the skirt. So I drafted the front of my skirt and then I cut it where I wanted there to be two separate pieces. So the idea is it will join like this at the top and then just be open under that. So we'll end up with two pieces similar to the construction of the closet core Pietra shorts, where you have like little panels like this. So the idea is then we add 2 centimeters to the side, each side of this, 2 centimeters to this bit, because I forgot when drafting it I'd need a seam allowance each side to make sure they can connect. So because otherwise we're going to lose a bit of volume, so that's fine. We could just add a couple of centimeters, and then we're adding 27 inches to the length of this because this piece is just slightly shorter than the other. So fine. Then we have our Friday Pattern Company Saltwater. So I'm just going to measure basically what I need off the top of this. I'm obviously not going to cut it. I'm just going to fold it. And I'll probably actually line these pieces up with the bottom edge of the fabric so that I don't have to worry about accidentally cutting across the pieces. So we'll measure how much I need, cut that side and fold, cut 2 of this, and then we will have our top and bottoms. And then I'm also going to do, so I'll do the front piece as normal for the front neckline binding for this, but I'm going to be changing this neckline so it's a smoother line, but I'm not going to do that till after the dart is sewn so I can see what that line should be. And then the idea is I will bind the front the way you would normally, except binding it across the way, and then I'll probably only need half of this bias binding to just go around the back, which I'll do, and then I'll shear my back panel. So I'm gonna go to work, and then in my lunch break I will cut this out. Folks, it's alright, it's very hot, so I'm in sports bra and shorts, and we are where we are. So this is my skirt. Somehow it hasn't ended up quite as hip defined on this side, not too sure how. It's ended up as almost a straight line. Don't know how that's happened, but it's fine, we're okay, we will make it work. Initial problems, this fabric is very, very see-through, so if this works, great, but I might have to line it afterwards, or it just becomes a beach outfit, which is also fine, like totally fine with that. So I don't know if you can see, we have our slit. It's quite high at the moment because I need to even off the waistline at the top because it's ended up curved. Yeah, I'll be honest, it wasn't my best cutting out job, but once I've got the back on, at least so I can cut it in a straight line so it makes sense for my body. But yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. So then we have our back piece, which might need to be trimmed slightly. So this is our back piece. It's come out quite big, but that's okay because I think what will end up happening is it'll wrap around the sides a little, and then the smaller front piece will work. Sorry, that's not helpful, my cardigan's in the way. What I'm gonna do, I know I was really opposed to elastic at the beginning, but legitimately I might stitch on, I might stitch up the sides, stitch on some elastic, see if it works, and then if it doesn't work, I can unstitch it and put on an invisible zip, like that's no bother. But we will see. So I'm just gonna bang the sides on and see what happens. Okay, as a draft, it's really not bad. It's ended up sort of princess seamed, but honestly, I kind of need the fullness, so I'm going to give these seams a press. I just didn't want to do it before I'd figured out really where they sit. But it's not bad. I had to wriggle it on over my head, but that does make me, that's not really the end of the world. I have dresses like that. So what I now need to do is this waistband's folded up. So as you can see, it's a bit uneven to one side. No idea how that happened. So we're going to firstly, we're going to even it off so it's the same across the whole way. And then we're going to put some elastic on the top just to make it really sort of tight and sit in. I think it's going to end up as more of a beach skirt or a holiday skirt, but that's entirely fine. We don't mind that at all. Because it is, I reckon, probably in the daylight, slightly more opaque. But that, not opaque, translucent. So that should be fine. But I think it's pretty good. It is what I was imagining. So that's quite exciting, actually. Because there's always that thing when you go to make something yourself where you go, this is not going to look like what I want it to look like. So yeah, let's tidy it up, do the waist, see where we get to. So we are back one weekend later and ready to do the top. The skirt is pretty much finished. I'm going to hem the sides, but I'm going to do that later. Not the sides, the the slit I'm going to hem with a rolled hem. Sorry, the sewing room is a tip, so I'm going to have to tidy it before I do anything because I can't get to the sewing machine. But a couple of updates. So last weekend after I'd done the skirt, I went into town and I got a load of shirring elastic so I can actually do the back of the top because I suddenly realised I didn't have any. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to shear the back panel and then I'm going to sew the darts in the front panel, and then we should be able to just put it together. I think so anyway. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I am very, very excited about this. It's going to look super cute. I am aiming to finish it this weekend. However, I have a PhD interview on Monday. Hooray! I don't know if it'll go anywhere, but hooray for getting an interview. But that means all of this week, and frankly, the rest of all of tomorrow, I'm going to spend working on that. So I've given myself this morning, because today is a bit of a self-care day. I want to do some sewing, clear some tension out my body. I'm going to go get my legs waxed. I'm going to get my eyebrows done. I'm going to get my hair done. I'm going to go outside in the sunshine. I'm going to pick up my prescription, you know, just all that kind of stuff. That's what today is for. And today is for sewing. So I'm going to do the top. I'm going to just bite the bullet and do the shirring first so I don't lose heart and then go, oh, there's so much shirring to do. Because the rest of it will take 5 minutes. That's no problem. I can hem with my rolled hem foot, fine. And I actually sew some darts on the front, but I don't want to put the iron out yet. Well, it's out, but like clear around it yet, before I get a chance to, the thing is, if I need to do it with the shirring, it'll help, and then I can do the darts afterwards and do all the hemming with the iron on. So I reckon I've got like 3.5 hours before I need to do anything specific. So I think I have plenty of time to get this done. Oh my God. Right, watch this space. We're going to do some shirring. Hello folks, so I was filming putting the top together and doing the darts, but my camera ran out of space and I didn't realise. So sorry, there's a small gap there, but we are where we are. So this is a draft of the outfit though, and I think it looks cute. So the plan is obviously strapless bra or bikini or you know, with this. So at the moment we've just got a raw edge at the top, so that's going to get bias bound. I've gone for a small, like a slight sweetheart, just to give it a bit more shape, but I will probably have it a little bit lower just so it's not too sort of. That's the sheared back, which looks cute. Again, we need to do edges. And then the skirt. I wish the finish on the skirt was slightly more, I don't know, it's a bit wrinkly, but then I suppose it's linen, so it's just, that's life, innit? And I need to still hem this, but we are actually doing really well. So what I will do is I'm going to bias band the top for, you know, stability. Then we'll do a rolled hem around the bottom. I don't know how much of a gap is the right amount of gap because it's not quite on my waist. Like if it was sort of more there and the gap was where I went in, I think it would make sense. But I don't think a gap with my ribs makes much sense. So yeah, we're gonna hem it all. But I do like it. It feels fun. I just think the top being a bit smaller would work better. So even if, I don't know, if we went to like there, then had the skirt high-waisted, I don't know if that works better. No, I don't think it does. I think a longer top looks better. I just want a little gap so you know it's not a dress. So it's like, oh, it's a cord. But I think that's kind of cute. I don't know. I like it though. It's fun. We love the Barbie-core vibes. Okay, so here we are. I love it. I think it's really fun. I probably make some adjustments to it, but to be honest, I won't really know, like in terms of top length stuff. I kind of feel like I've got to wear it a couple of times. I put on the shoes I'm going to wear with it for fun. Yeah, I feel like I need to probably adjust the length. I folded it under a bit, but yeah, I just want to get used to it before I take enough off or leave it or whatever. But I feel like it's fine the way it is at the moment. It might end up as more of a beach cover up, or it's going to need the kind of nude underwear you wear under an evening dress, but that's fine. We can do that. But I love it. It's just so fun. It feels nice to get back to a bit of really creative sewing. So like some self-drafting and hacking patterns and shirring and all sorts of other techniques that I have had a lot of fun at. So this is a linen as well. It's so light and it's so comfy. So I'm definitely going to wear it on holiday in Portugal. It's going to come with me. But yeah, I'm really happy with the result. So I'm going to go take photos, but all that remains is for me to remind you to like if you enjoyed this video, share with anyone else who wants to try Barbie-core, and remember to subscribe if you want to hear more from me, and remember to click the notification bell so that YouTube will tell you whenever I put out a new video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.